How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. Today, I'm going to talk about how I made my first million and what you can do to make your first million. This video is brought to you by Webull. You can get 2 free shares of stock valued at up to $1,400 each just for signing up for this and depositing $100. Joining this will be a great way to support this channel without spending any of your own money, and at the same time, you'll get some benefit yourself. Check out my referral link down in the video description below. Now, I never explicitly said that I was a millionaire on this YouTube channel, although you can probably infer, because every single time I said, oh, I own this house, I live in the Bay Area of California, this is a very expensive place, and automatically you would know that, oh, you're probably a millionaire because the home prices over here is ridiculously high. Previously, I tried to not label myself as a millionaire because there's just too much liability. There's also the issue of people knowing this. It's kind of like sensitive financial information. So people that I know do watch my channel, now they're gonna know. But I think little by little, as I release more and more videos, I got more and more comfortable with releasing this information. Along with saying that I paid off my house, this says something already. So in a way, I kind of already said this, and a lot of my subscribers already know that, I'm probably somewhere north of 1 million. Now, this video is more about how you can amass your first 1 million as well. So I'm gonna give an example, just myself as an example of where this 1 million came from. I went back to the $1 million mark, and I remember this very clearly. I'm like, yay, I finally crossed 1 million. I just couldn't believe it myself, because not too long ago from that, I was celebrating hitting 500,000. I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that I could even hit that point. And then, such a short time after, then I hit the 1 million. 38% of it came from home appreciation. Now, this is quite a lot of money. That means $380,000 of it comes from, just out of thin air, just from me being invested in real estate. I did not have to make $380,000. This is a lot of money for, just being conjured up out of thin air. So this gives you an idea that real estate played a pretty major part in me building up this net worth here. Now, you might think right now, the real estate is pretty hot. It still is pretty hot. It only went down about 8%. Since this COVID madness thing happened, I probably am more pessimistic about the real estate market than I should have been, because based on my track record, I'm like, oh yeah, it's probably gonna go down. But then because I have this place, it's not like I can easily sell it. So I just have to watch it go up and down. Sometimes even though I expect the real estate price to go down, it just kept on going up higher and higher. So you might wanna ask, is now a good time to buy? If it drops by 20 to 30%, it probably would be a very, very good time to buy. The thing is, when that happens, you need the cash to be able to make the down payment to be able to buy the place. If you have the cash right now and you happen to be invested in the stock market and you don't hold any cash at all, then if the market plummets, then your cash value will no longer be able to afford the down payment. So you have to weigh these two things accordingly. In my amassing of this 1 million, I would say market appreciation did not play a major part of this. First of all, when you have less than 1 million, right? If a lot of assets are tied up in the home equity, then you don't have that much to invest anyway. Frankly, if you think about it, making money in the stock market is actually a very, very slow process. This is not to say that it's not important. It's important for the long run, for let's say 30 years ahead of yourself. But if you're talking about early retirement, by the time you retire, let's say in 5 to 10 years or so, since the beginning of your working life, this is not enough time to compound. So you need to make more money than just investments themselves. The rest of it, 50% of this $1 million, is essentially from me working as an engineer. I would say 5 to 10% of this might be from my eBay sales. So it's not all that much, but it does add up. In talking about salary, I've made a video about my salary appreciation every single year. And this has a lot to do with your salary negotiation skills. And the fact that I was working as a professional engineer contributed heavily to my total net worth, 52% of it. So this is $520,000 of it was from just salary alone. In the Silicon Valley, you switch jobs pretty frequently, probably every 3 to 5 years or so, and maybe even 3 years, because every single time I switch, I manage to get somewhere between 15 to 25% pay raise. And from my second to the last job to my last job, where it was my final engineering job, I actually received somewhere close to like 50% pay raise when you consider the total compensation package, because my salary increased a little bit, yes, but because of the fact that they gave me stock options, the stock options ended up being valued very, very high. And so when you take a look at the total compensation package, it was like, I couldn't believe that they increased my salary so much. Even if some of my ex-coworkers, whoever from my previous job saw this video, it's kind of okay. It's been a really long time since I've been in the industry. The fact that 52% of that million came from salary reflects the fact that I saved a lot as well. So in my financial life, I have a very positive cash flow. I minimize my expenses. I maximize my income through salary negotiation. So minimizing expenses, I drove a modest car. You could say that a Porsche Boxster is not a modest car, but I only paid $20,000 for it and I drove it for like 10 years or so. So to me, it was relatively cheap. And I think this is probably the same cost as if I bought a brand new Civic. Another thing I want to highlight through all of this is at the $1 million mark, I looked at how much assets I have, like in terms of physical goods. I actually had about only $25,000 worth of things. So I looked around the house and I counted everything that was pretty expensive, like a camera, like a refrigerator, like my car, and then I add the current value of those things. And at the time, it was only $25,000. The car was about $6,000 worth. Refrigerator is like $1,000, and then you got a TV like $500 or something. So I try to get market value or like re-estimate the market value every time I do my net worth spreadsheet. I wasn't having a lot of money tied up in things that loses value. I bought more things that appreciate in value. The main thing being the home, the second being equities. And you guys would know that on this YouTube channel, I actually bought a gold coin to show you guys, just to play with it, right? I can show that this is gold if I just kind of flick it, right? You can kind of hear that it is actual real gold. This is a Krugerrand. I bought this mainly because a subscriber recommended Krugerrands. I'm like, what the heck are those? Oh, I also want to like just kind of play with some gold and just kind of feel the weight of it, right? So this is just kind of like almost like a toy, I guess. And at the time that I bought this, it was $1,350. Right now, this thing is worth $1,800 or $850. So it appreciated about $500. This is $500 just from me buying appreciating assets. I did not have to do anything to work for this $500. And how great is that, right? And I also bought about 100K of GLD. And right now, today, it just went up by 1.5%. So right there, that is another $1,000 or so. I think it went up about by $3,000 or $4,000 since I bought it, since I announced it on this channel. So if you think about it, these assets just kind of makes me money without me doing anything at all. I'm just, just going about my own business, enjoying myself, having my milk tea. Really goes to show that making your first million really is the hardest. I think making your first $100,000 is even harder. After going from 100,000 to 200,000, it like takes much shorter amount of time. So after this 1 million, I can attest to the fact that every $100,000 after, it becomes quicker and quicker if you're doing it correctly, of course. So what's my recommendation here for you to amass your 1 million? I would say that in my career path, being an engineer probably just set me up already to become a millionaire. I just need to be frugal. I did not have to actually own this home because I just got lucky in owning this home. It made my process to go to 1 million that much quicker. But let's say I didn't even buy the house, I probably would reach it anyway if I just work a few more years. So if you're a typical worker bee and you go to your 9 to 5 job and if you have a professional degree, I would say, just having a very positive cash flow, minimizing your expenses, maximizing your income, making sure that you do your salary negotiation right, making sure that you get a really premium salary for whatever position that you're working really, really helps. I know I talk about eBay sales being part of it. It is part of it. And I also talk about credit card churning, so you can spend less money. This is all part of the cash flow stuff. I have the cash back stuff from credit cards. This is probably 1 or 2% of the factor. The eBay sales is probably 5 to 10% of the factor. If you do all of these, it just adds up and makes it that much faster. Sure, you can say, I don't want to do this credit card churning. I don't want to do this cash back stuff. It's just little money. Well, yeah, okay, you can just go and not do those, but then every single thing that you are not optimizing is just going to make it that much slower for you to hit that 1 million mark. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and gives you some clarity on how to reach your personal 1 million mark. Don't forget to give me a like. Check out my Webull referral link down in the video description below. You can increase your net worth a little bit by getting those 2 extra shares and depositing $100. Comment down below. Let me know if you'd like to tell me that you're a millionaire already and how you reached there. Are you one of those millionaire next door type of people like I am, where, I didn't strike it rich with lottery or anything. I just worked and saved. And as always, push that subscribe button and ring that bell icon. Thanks for watching.